Well, it's that crazy time of the year where it's between Christmas and New Year's and you don't really know what day or time it is, but somehow Adrian and I were just drawn into this studio at the same time with no real knowledge of where we were or when we were there, but we've ended up in here in front of the mics.
Yep. Now, welcome back for our very last show of 2021. It's been great doing this show this year, and I'm glad we've got a few followers now, and hopefully we can be excellent next year.
Yeah, no, we've absolutely loved it, and we've been growing, and everyone's been growing along with us, and the audience participation and feedback has been bloody awesome. We've got a couple of days until New Year's Eve.
We do.
But we're still going to call it a New Year's special.
Yeah, New Year's special.
And we're going to get rowdy on our one beer.
Yep. You're going to scull that, are you?
Oh, no, just a sip, because otherwise I'll need to pee halfway through the podcast, which has happened the last few times, and then it's very hard.
Well, speaking of sculling, people are getting kicked out of the MCG watching the Boxing Day test for sculling a beer now.
That is un-Australian.
Yes.
So you're saying Bob Hawke would have been kicked out of the cricket?
Like I saw someone tweeted Melbourne Cricket Ground saying, let me guess, we're getting kicked out for sculling beers now. And he basically said, they wrote back, the Melbourne, whoever does the Melbourne Cricket Ground tweeting, they said, yes, that's our protocol now.
Oh, God.
So
I don't want to live in this world anymore. Goodbye. Good sir. So we've just had Chrissy, Adrian, which means presents galore, which is what Christmas is, the true spirit of Christmas is.
What'd you get?
Gifting and presents.
Is it?
Oh, well, everyone's very generous. But look, I'll pick a couple of standouts for you.
Yeah, go on.
The good wife got me a great pair of Maui gyms.
Oh, I love a good pair of Maui
Very
gyms.
slick sunnies, because my old tonics were literally snapped in half and duct taped together.
I got to say, they are probably one of the most, probably the better looking brand of sunglasses you can get.
Yeah.
Like for fishing.
Yeah, I know. A lot of the fishing ones are very daggy, dad style.
Just big, cover your face, but they're stylish. I like it.
Yeah.
Be going to the nightclubs with them soon, I reckon.
Yep. Yeah, so... And she also did pretty well because she got me some new jandals, so I've got some new wheels on.
Oh, did you have a few blowouts, did you?
Oh, yeah.
The other jandals?
The other pair were wafer thin, and you'd walk on stones and feel them stab into your foot. So I've been retreaded.
Yep.
So for those that don't know, jandals, double pluggers, thongs, flip-flops.
Yep, that's the one.
Some of the terms that they go by.
I actually reckon that's a good gauge to tell when you got to change your jandals over is when you walk on a stone and you can feel it in your, your bone of your foot.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Well, how long do you normally get out of them? I normally get out of them 6 months, 8 months.
It depends what you do. Like, if you're in like Bali or Thailand, they last like 2 days because you're riding motorbikes and scooters and stuff and they just blow out like straight away. And break and shit. But if you're just like fishing and stuff, I reckon they last a couple of years.
Yeah, right. So, but probably the most entertaining thing was giving my Greyhound her presents. That's the thing I wait every year for.
Yep.
I sent you a little video through.
You did.
Because she bloody goes off and it's hilarious. So if you want to chuck that one up, Adrian.
Oh, did you send that to me today, did you?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Oh.
It's all right. We're not organised. I gave Adrian like hours to get organised and he hasn't got organised. But yeah, no, that's always funny because she actually unwraps the presents herself and then goes bounding around the house and into the backyard and flinging them about.
Yeah, I actually didn't know you sent me a Greyhound video, so here it is.
Is it? Yeah, open it.
So... For the audio listeners, a dog's trying to rip apart this wrapper that someone's wrapped about 10 times in a packet of duct tape there. She's still trying to get the wrapper open.
Oh, Mum wraps it too good, Cal. Yeah.
Hey, Cal.
Yep, still trying to open it.
Cal.
And I think Dave's opening it now and he can't get it open either. And see the joy he gets from this.
Anyway, that didn't go as well as I'd hoped, but That's what I look forward to every Christmas, the joy of giving, Adrian. What did you get?
What did
Anything
I
good?
get? Well, I tend to buy myself stuff throughout the year, but I still buy myself stuff over Christmas too.
Yeah.
The wife actually surprised me.
Yeah?
I got a pie oven for the boat.
Ah, it's a classic present.
Yeah. So I'll be cooking pies tomorrow, that's for sure.
Beauty. I did a bit of a self-presenting as well.
Did you? But that wasn't a self-presenting.
No. Oh, yeah, no, that was good. But I know you did get yourself a present too.
Oh, I always give myself presents.
Yeah.
As you can see behind you, there's a couple of gold reels there.
Well, didn't you get something else just today on yesterday on a bit
Yeah, I
of a
bought a
whim?
drone. We're just playing with it before in the factories, and it's actually quite good. Can't wait to use it tomorrow as well.
Spot some fish.
Yep.
So, yeah. Well, I got myself a new second-hand sounder to finally replace my broken one.
Yes.
And I thought straight away, because this second-hand one I got, the screen was a bit delaminated.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'll use the good screen off my old one and swap them over.
So when you gave me this idea that you're going to do this, I thought, oh no, you're going to ruin two perfectly good sounders.
Yeah.
And
So there was a period yesterday where I had done that.
oh no,
I was
you
like, oh,
didn't.
no, I've broken them
Oh,
because I tried to swap the screens, realized that was you couldn't really do that, and then I put the new secondhand one back together, went to turn it on and couldn't get it to go, and then it took a lot of fiddling around and we managed to get it working again. But
oh, here's a picture here.
yeah, that's the internals of a Furuno 587, everyone, just so you know. So yeah, I'm very familiar with them now though, because I've pulled two of them apart.
Yeah, right.
And anyway, we've got one going again, so we're good for the blue water. Because I went out last week looking for some tuna, and I didn't have my good sounder, and it felt like I was a bit blind.
Yeah, I think you're getting pictures like this on your other.
Yeah,
sounder.
yeah. Which, you know what? I'm pretty sure that's tuna.
Yeah.
Single hard returns on the Lawrence that's I usually use as the plotter in the boat. But so yeah, I went out last Wednesday or something. I don't even know.
Yeah,
When
I
was
think
it?
you
Wednesday or
did.
Thursday?
You went off some mate's report, went out east, didn't see anything.
No, did some serious Ks. I went all the way from those that know our area, from Stony Point down to Cape Patterson, then from Cape Patterson back to the west as far as a little bit past Gunnamatta.
Yeah,
And
that's quite a trip.
didn't see any obvious signs of tuna apart from some marks there which were under some gunnets that were hovering around, which potentially could have been fish, but I did troll around them for a fair while and didn't get a bite. So our tuna fishery out of Western Port's still not firing, but any day now they'll push through there.
Yeah, well, we're actually going to do a tuna trip tomorrow, aren't we?
We are. We've decided we wanted to do something a bit different, go on a little mini road trip.
Yep.
And
Day trip, a mega day trip.
we were trying to think about where the best variety and nice, fun, exciting fishing would be, and we came up with the North Shore at Portland.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to it because I actually remember the last time I was there in summer, I think it was 2015, and we're in about 10 metres of water. As soon as you come out of the marina there's just literally schools of tuna and kings mashed into it.
Yeah,
And
well,
they're literally swimming under your boat, and you just stopped looking at him like, wow, look at this.
fingers crossed there's a bit of that happening.
Yeah.
Haven't heard too much, but it's usually about this time of year, and there's definitely been some tuna down there, so I reckon at the very least we'll find some of them.
Yeah, got the old pop dog ready.
And we're literally just going there casting at stuff, poppers and stick baits, and
And pie warming pies.
maybe some soft plasticking,
Yep.
which is a great way of fishing and makes you a superior fisherman to everyone else, apparently.
Yeah, it does.
Don't you think?
When you catch fish on plastics, yeah.
Don't you think top water fishermen have that air of superiority about them?
Well, I was out with Ace Jace the other night at Paddo. I messaged him saying, "Oh, I'm going down the river. If you're already down there, I'll see you there."
Yeah.
And he writes back 5 minutes later and says, "Oh, I was there last night. I got to go again. I'll see you in 15." And I met him at his spot, and he's just explaining everything, showing me, "Oh, the bait runs down here." And there's literally, I don't know what they are, white baits or not pilchards, little glassies, just like stacks of them. Like you run your plastic through it and you can feel vibrations in your line. It's
Yeah, right.
crazy.
It's a good little fishery in there now.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. So he gave you all the good oil, did he?
Yeah, he showed me everything.
I don't think you listened though, did you?
Oh, yeah.
Because I've heard you got outfished quite substantially.
Oh, mate, he smashed me. we started fishing in the day, like, we're fishing last light, basically, and we're using little paddle tails, and I got smashed, like, after about 20 minutes, got smashed, took, like, 1 second of drag, and then pulled the hooks. Okay, oh, damn it, that was a big one.
Yeah.
There's these giant mullet, like, I'm talking about, like, 3-4 kilo fish just jumping, like, doing bombs in the water. I'm like, what the hell is that? And he goes, they're big mullet.
And if you could ever hook one of them, they go like the clappers.
That's what he's saying. He goes, you can't stop them. They're crazy.
They're like bonefish.
Yeah.
So, but they don't eat lures. Very, very rarely.
He's hooked a few in the mouth. So.
No, like you say, it happen every now and then, but you can't really go target them and catch them repeatedly.
Exactly. So he lost one on a paddle tail as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes, I'm going to top water, putting my bent minnow on.
Yep.
And he put his bent minnow on, and it was game over. And he just kept catching like brims, perch, and it was just crazy. he's a bloody good fish, eh?
Yeah, yeah. So those bent minnows, for those that don't know, they're like someone's got a normal hard body minnow lure and literally grabbed it and bent it, and then so it's just curved.
Yeah,
so it looks like someone's
look like a piece of crap.
Looks like someone's broken a perfectly good lure.
Yeah,
and then the hook goes like on the side of the bait, and they just twitch around.
So there he is with a estuary perch there with a bent minnow.
I can't imagine how he got a hook in his finger last time we spoke to him.
Yeah,
he's like holding a hook.
Yeah, and you know what? He caught that, and the next fish he got didn't really fight much.
Yep.
Because he'd never caught a brim in there on a bent minnow. That was his first ever top water brim in there.
There you go. He just needed you to show him the way.
Exactly. It was actually looking at the gear I had and stuff. It was remember Shimano gave us those Raiders and little reels, and mine had half a spool on it.
Oh.
He goes, you'll need to top your spool up. You won't cast with that. I go, don't worry about it.
Yeah, Adrian's too arrogant to listen.
No, obviously,
No, we're just not. Yeah. We're not geared up for that sort of thing.
I told him, next time I'll come down, I'll be geared up.
I know that's the thing. You'll now go and buy like all the specialist gear and get into it.
He actually, because I wrote that to him and he wrote back. He goes, let me know. I'll come shopping with you. I go, yeah, sweet.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, so we're going to go on a shopping tackle date, I guess.
Oh, I feel a little bit jealous.
Well, you can come.
Oh,
you
good.
want to catch EPs and
I wouldn't want a
brims
third
and
wheel.
mullets and
I do.
it's actually really fun. Like,
I know.
we had so much action that night. He goes, Adrian, it's never like this. Like, there's fish jumping everywhere. There's bait everywhere.
Yeah,
Came
right.
at a good night, but I still couldn't catch.
And there was no moon, was there? Or
There's a little, just a little fingernail.
a waning
basically.
moon.
Yeah.
A waning fingernail moon.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Yeah, no, that's a good option because you live there now. So, bloody easy. You can go for a little walk after dinner
Yeah.
and get stuck in some fish.
So while we're talking about Portland, the North Shore,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask you questions like for beginners and stuff.
Yeah, well, I've only done North Shore a couple of times.
Yeah, so have I myself. But where do you start? What do you look for?
Well,
Because it's not your traditional tuna fishing, is it?
No. Well, this summer run of bluefin we get, and I can speak about this in terms of what we see at home here as well as down the North Shore, is they seem to run really close in at times in a shallower sort of 6 to 10 metres.
Yeah.
And I don't know about Portland so much, but definitely where we are this time of year, we barely ever see them jump. So you're not really looking for tuna jumping around and splashing. What you are looking for is what looks like a ripple on the water, like just something that looks slightly different to the water around it. And sometimes it can be really hard to see, and you'll second guess yourself, but it'll just be like a little bit of wake or something going the opposite direction to the other waves. And this is like usually more commonly observed on a nice calm day because it's easy to see, but also on those nice flat calm days is when they really like to get up and sun.
Yeah.
And
So it's called sunning when they're on the surface, or milling, or whatever you want to call it.
yeah, so we're literally just driving around using our eyes to look for that. And at the North Shore, the kingfish are actually displaying very similar behaviour.
Yeah.
So you'll see these patches of fish, and then you'll drive up to them, and they can either be kings or they can be tuna. They can be mixed in with each other, and it's bloody great fun because you try and sneak up on them and cast topwater lures and
Yeah.
trick them into eating your offerings.
So I guess what you're saying there is your eyes are very important for this style of fishing. You
Yep.
need good sunnies. You need to, know what you're looking for on the water.
Yeah, I take people out all the time,
Yes.
especially my brothers and stuff, and they'll be pointing out these schools of tuna, and they'll be like, "I can't see anything, Dave." I'll be like, "There's like a million tuna just over there."
You know who's the clutch for that? Joe.
Yep. Yeah. Well, not anymore because he's had laser surgery on his
Oh,
eyes,
yes.
and now he's like an eagle. I call him Laser-Eyed Joe now. He actually sees stuff before me sometimes.
Yeah. So when you call the DRS, he's Hawkeye, is he?
Yeah. I don't think he'd know how cricket works, so
No, he likes cricket, I think.
does he?
I think so.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah. So, and there's a lot of reef structure through that North Shore area of Portland as well, which is
Yeah.
probably why you see a few more kings there holding through there than you do up our way.
Have we got any intel for tomorrow?
Not really. I
Okay.
mean, I know there's been a few tuna caught, so I've just established there in the area, and it's that time of year where there should be some kings coming through as well.
Yeah, 100%.
But from what I can establish, that's probably one of the better options at the moment because our local bluefin and kings are, I mean, there's a few around, but it's not really
People are
going up.
smacking them off the rip, I think. So
I don't think they're smacking them.
last week I
But
saw
yeah.
a few reports.
A lot of tiny ones too.
Yeah.
And I just don't really want to deal with a billion boats. So. And it's something different. We haven't been for a road trip for a while, so
No, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to, the summer sun, the hot day, just cruising on the ocean, pies in the warmer, beers in the esky. It's going to
Good.
be great fun.
yeah. So
And we're going to have a drone in the sky looking for schools as well, so it should make it easier.
yes, Adrian's potentially going to crash his brand new drone into the water, guys.
Mate, you got to do it. If you're not going to use it, what's the point? No.
You've practiced for about 5 minutes at the factory, so you should be
Yes,
sweet.
I literally went up to the maximum altitude it let me because of the area we're in. So these drones these days, they're locked in on a map.
Yeah.
The map knows which altitude you're allowed to go to. So what it started beeping at me at 150, wouldn't let me go any higher. Like, that sucks.
Well, I was at Flinders today paddling around in the water, and I was thinking, this would be sweet to drone because you
Yeah.
could drone off here looking for the tuna and stuff. And then I looked to my left, and there's the naval gunnery. I thought, I'm tipping you're not allowed to do that there.
Nah,
They'll probably
probably
gun you
not.
out of the sky.
Probably won't let you take off.
I wonder. Because I know that you used to be able to,
Yeah.
but maybe they've brought it in so that you're physically restricted.
I actually think they have
Yeah.
because it's got a map linked to it.
Yeah, okay.
So it knows which areas aren't allowed to. Because I told you it locked me out at 150. So if there's red zones, it's probably not going to let you take off at all.
Fair enough. People do silly things.
I think they do.
They can't be trusted.
I'm sure there's a way to hack it.
Yeah.
Do it. So
That's probably highly illegal. Yeah, so I had some successful fishing last week.
did ya? You actually caught fish?
I got back to the old squid tripping.
Oh yes.
It was all through snapper season. We just try and catch like enough squid to get us through that immediate tide. But now that that's sort of tapering off for us in Western Port and we're looking to other things, I've actually spent a little bit of time squid fishing, and there's some really good ones around, and there's actually quite good numbers.
Yeah, right. Because it's been quite a struggle recently. So
Yeah. So,
how many did you get?
well, I did 3 trips.
Yeah.
I had Dave Mann come out just for a couple hour session with me, Dave from Mercury.
I think he went out so he could give us these hats.
Yeah.
V12.
So he was nice enough to give us a few hats, and I've got a little variety here, Adrian. So
Yeah.
what we're going to do is
You can put it in
hats.
that camera, that camera, that camera.
There you go, pink one. Anywho, we'll be adding them to some of our giveaway prize packs, I reckon. So
Yeah, no, sounds great.
keep an eye out for that. So yeah, me and him went out just for a couple hour session, and I think we got 8 or so with some quite nice ones mixed in down along Phillip Island.
Yep.
And then me and Joe went out when we went for our tuna search, I figured the tuna was a possibility of being a non-event. So thought we'll bank some actual squid before we head out the eastern entrance, and we stopped at Cleveland Bight.
Yeah.
And I think we got about 8 or 9 there. Once we got on like the patches of them, we were probably getting 2 or 3 adrift.
Yeah, right.
And we sort of left them nipping. Went out for our
Left
tuna
them
search.
nipping.
And then we came back in the western entrance that afternoon and went down off Phillip Island again, and we got probably another 4 or 5.
Yeah, beautiful.
So
All good size or?
some small, some medium, some couple of good ones.
Yep.
And then Suraj and his mates came out on Christmas Eve, and we spent a couple of hours down off the island again there, down Ventnor way.
Yep.
And we had a great little session. There was actually some really good fish, squid.
Yeah.
And the first one we hooked, Suraj was going to do the grab it behind the head technique and assured me that he was fine to do so. And I was concerned and watched him rip the jig out of a squid, and
So
it
did
swam
you
off.
film that?
No.
Oh.
And he was just giggling about it. So I was like, good for you, mate. So yeah, we released the first one, and then we followed up with a few good ones, and Suraj actually hooked a nice one a little bit later, and there's a bit of a video here.
All right, I'll go to the video. It's quite a bit of wind noise, so I'm not going to turn the volume up on it.
Yeah, so
But that is a good looking
Suraj
squid.
hooked a real good one, and then he actually had 2 following him.
Oh, wow. So they're on now.
No, well, I don't know if you can see that, but there's one hovering just under his.
There's
So-
actually one right now. There's one there, one there.
So we're actually leaving the ones we've got hooked out there to keep the free swimmer there while
Yeah.
this other one gets hooked up.
Yeah, right.
He's got it, and there we go. We've got 3 big ones on.
Triple King Kong, Donkey Kong, big one.
the old King Kong, Donkey Kong.
Yeah, King Kong, Donkey Kong.
Yeah, right.
And then, yeah, no. Oh, and watch this. This is actually a genius of a squid.
Yeah.
He swims forwards.
I've never seen a squid swim forwards. What the hell?
Watch this. He's evading the net.
How did he swim
Forwards
forwards?
again. He did it again. When they're hooked.
What the hell?
So, yeah, when they're hooked, they normally always pull backwards, so you can just put a net behind them and they squirt back into it.
You still can't get him.
This one's avoided the net 3 times.
Why didn't you just grab it? I've never seen
Oh,
you
because
use
I was
it.
filming.
Oh,
I couldn't film and grab.
yeah.
Walk backwards.
It's a good looking squid. So he finally went in.
So, yeah, so that was a good little session.
Yeah.
And as I said on that video, we needed to rid the squid, the biomass of that smart one before he taught the rest of them how to evade capture.
Why not?
Yeah, so that was my fishing last week. You didn't get out, did you, Adrian?
No, I just went out with Ace Chase. Land
Oh, that's
base.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. He
So-
taught me a few things, showed me the ropes.
Yeah, that's very...
So now I'm not allowed to go back there. Because if he sees me down there, he'll be
Yeah,
like,
I
"You're
know.
on my marks."
What will happen if we're there and Ace comes? Will he karate chop us?
Probably.
Can't wait to go film it and expose it to the world.
Yeah.
Just joking, Jace. We won't do that because we can never be bothered filming. Yeah, so what's happening around the rest of the state? I'll run through my whip around, Adrian.
Yeah, well, talking about the rest of the state, I tried to get my family involved in our fishing trip to go down to Portland. And
Yeah.
I literally looked from the southwest corner of Victoria all the way to Malakuta, and there's not any accommodation anywhere.
No,
Nothing.
everyone does the big pre-book for this time of year.
But you couldn't find anything. That's unusual, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I guess everyone's just keen to get away at the moment because who knows how long we'll be allowed to roam freely.
That's just crazy.
Yeah. So our good mate Brendan Wing is
He's off tyres, isn't he?
is on his personal journey to the 1 meter flatty dog, which he's been doing for like probably the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, he's been trying to get one on a glide bait, I reckon.
And I think we're on day 4,
Yeah.
and we've got a 600 flatty is the current leader.
Yeah. Over 4 days between I think 3 or 4 boats.
So safe to say Lake Tyers isn't going the best. But before Brendan went up, there was really good reports from Malakuta. We didn't go there for some reason though. Because I think they've set up some sort of base camp near Lake's entrance. And
They have. They found it. They got a mate of a mate's property. There's a big block.
so there's been a theory brought up that these Lake Tyers flatheads have just seen too many lures now, Adrian.
They don't want a hook in the mouth.
That's what
now.
we've come up with.
In the holiday season, nah, I don't want a hook in my mouth.
But Malakuta, which is quite a heavily populated and hard fished estuary,
Yeah.
they're not worried about it.
No.
So, yeah, we'll see what Brendan comes up with there. Hopefully, Storm comes home with a big one.
I hope he does because he's been grinding.
I just hope that they do some miles, maybe go to a different system.
Like BEM or something or CAN or...
We don't want to see him just withering away there in the sun and casting lures for no result.
He was on this really good journey last year where he wanted to go down the Wingen Inlet, was it?
Wingen.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they nearly broke the boat towing it over these tracks.
And then he tried to launch and a local said, no, you can't launch that. It's 20 horsepower maximum.
Yep.
So he's trying to...
It's not like him to not do any research.
Exactly. But apparently that is a really good floody hole. So,
Yeah, well,
I don't know why he didn't stick to that journey.
I've seen some good reports from both Malakuta and
Like Wallaga.
Wallaga up
Lake
past
Wallaga.
Burmese.
Yeah.
So the Fish Burmese social media pages, which is a good one to follow. If
Yeah.
you're fishing up that way. That's
No,
the
it is.
Burmese bait and tackle guys.
When the marlin are on, the flatty, whatever.
They do a
Kings.
great job of keeping everyone informed. So if you're ever up at Burmese, duck in there and give them your business because they'll give you the local knowledge. So yeah, I've seen a couple of 90 centimetre flatty dogs from up there. They've reported in the last day or so.
90
And-
centimetres. So I'm just on the Instagram page now.
Yeah. So there's one of them.
That is absolute giant. 94 centimetres. Wowee.
I think there's another one there maybe.
Yeah. I'll
Um,
go back and try to find it.
But the other exciting news from up there is the blue water scene is that
What's that?
it?
95s.
90. Just over 90.
Oh. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So the other exciting thing from up there is the blue water scene is just about to kick into gear again with the marlin season fast approaching. Couple of guys have found a bit of a body of fish off Bateman's Bay, which is often a productive area this time of year. So we've seen some marlins caught, Adrian,
Yeah.
which is exciting news.
I'm looking forward to that because, like I said, as soon as that bite's on, I'm there.
Yeah, so trickling through now should only get better and better, and hopefully it's a good season up there. Doubt I'll be joining in, but
But also, look at the bait. Look at the beach fishing off Burmese Tee. That's on a glide bait.
oh, that's sick, isn't it?
On a glide.
It would be kind of nice to go up there and just have a couple of weeks to do all these other things because
Yeah.
we just go up there and do the blue water.
Yeah.
But that Wallaga Lake seems like it's really good for floodies
And you get kings in there as well.
and Jews and everything.
Yeah.
So one day when we get a bit of spare time,
And while you're bored at Lake Wallaga, you can also pick oysters off the rocks and eat them. Straight off the rocks. They're
how
bloody
good.
delicious.
it does sound good. Yeah, so I was in the midst of my report whip around there. We got way off track, but anyway. So the other sort of fishing that's happening around the state and country is Port Phillip snapper.
They're still going good, aren't they?
Week 732. They're not really slowing down in Port Phillip.
No.
Looks like there's a fair few smaller ones getting in the mix now, but still, if you pick through them, there's some good fish coming through.
There actually is.
I saw a bloody massive one today. Someone caught.
What about Western Port? You heard any snapper off Western Port?
Oh, it's pretty quiet.
Yeah.
So I did on Christmas Eve with Suraj and that. I did a snapper tide.
Oh, you did not.
I literally said to him, I think this is a waste of time
Yeah.
because barometer was crap as well. But we did persist and had one rod take off
Yeah, right.
and we pulled the hooks, which was probably only about a 3-4 kilo fish anyway.
It's probably a eagle ray, let's be honest.
It was a snapper. and then yeah, like one pinky as well. But I always find this time of year the sea lice after dark, they're horrible.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's when the water gets warmer they get really bad or something.
I think you're right.
Yeah, because it's always this time, like our
Yeah.
last few snapper trips, it becomes unfishable nearly.
Yeah.
So,
No, I think you're dead right about that.
so yeah, I'm Wind Against Tide podcast can officially declare Western Port snapper season shut.
You know what? They'll be back on in March and April again, I reckon.
Yeah. Oh, we'll reopen then. Stay tuned for the grand reopening in March.
Yeah.
So, yeah, some good local options there. Yeah, as we said, the Rip is producing kings and tuna.
Yeah.
Actually, the guy that I bought the sounder off the other day
Yeah.
was saying he was squidding just next to that marine park just inside the Rip. You know,
Yeah, where
that
the
one?
dolphins are and all that normally.
What's that one called?
Oh, I forgot.
Oh, God, I can't remember. Anyway, you get a lot of good squid there. But he was saying when they were squid fishing, a pack of really nice sized kings cruised under their boat.
Oh, wow.
He said they were good ones. So there's a few getting around.
Did he chuck a squid straight back down?
I don't know. He didn't say that he did. He probably just had squid fishing gear aboard. So that'll keep developing. And if I may journey to the south into Tasmania,
Oh, Tassie.
there's a lot of mako slaughtering going on.
So the mako fishery's on now down there, is it?
Yeah.
Blue
So
water's pushed down.
it's
Sharks
quite
are on.
an incredible shark fishery down there where pretty much every time people seem to be going out over the shelf from St Helens down to Eaglehawk Neck and beyond, they're raising multiple quite large mako sharks.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, so the guys are definitely getting stuck into them. A lot of bottom fish at the same time with blue eye and striped trumpeter
Oh,
and
love a blue eye.
hokies and gemfish.
Just the random googlies you get
An
down
absolute
there.
smorgasbord.
Oh, yeah.
There's quite a few sharks seem to be getting.
So has Jonah been catching them?
I don't
doesn't
think
like
Jonah's
sharks?
been out yet. No, he enjoys it.
Yeah.
Enjoys it. Yeah, I don't know. I hesitate to bring this up, but there does seem to be a lot of meat getting collected, mako meat in particular.
Oh, wow.
And
So what's the growth rate like on a mako shark? Do they live quite long or do they grow quick or what's the go?
oh, look, I'm not an expert, but I know that they don't breed until they're quite far into their lifespan.
Okay, so it
So
takes a while to become mature before they're breeding.
yeah,
Do they grow quick?
no, I don't think they grow super quick. Maybe you could look it up.
Okay.
But yeah, so for some reason they really do turn up in quite large numbers down there this time of year, and they are a good sports fish for sure. So, and the other thing that's there is a few tuna and stuff getting mixed in and caught down there as well. So, good old Tassie, it really does produce some great fishing
Yeah, it does.
quite consistently.
So I've just gone to Dr. Google here and just wrote mako shark growth. So we're going to go here. It basically says
Short fin, yeah, they're the ones we catch.
mako sharks grow slowly, reach up to 13 foot long, and can live to be over 30 years old. They are not able to reproduce until they're 8 years old.
Yeah.
6 feet. So that's quite big, 6 foot.
Yeah,
For males, and 19 years old. What? So a male shark can't reproduce until 19?
no,
Is that what it said?
19 years old for females.
Oh,
You ever read before?
no.
3-year reproductive cycle and a gestation period of approximately 18 months.
That's crazy.
So they can reproduce every 3 years. Is that what that's saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not good. And it
So-
takes 18 months to actually spawn, I guess.
Yeah. So look, I used to target them heaps when I was younger, and we never took the real big ones, but we kept a few, and they are really good eating.
It's saying that the females can't reproduce until they're 9 foot long. That's
Yeah.
a big bloody shark.
Yeah. So
Wow. I'm
And-
never keeping one ever again.
and then once they're that big, they're kind of not that good eating anyway. So
No, but even if you're keeping the little ones,
Yeah, I
they're
know.
not reproducing
I know
as
that's what I'm
often.
saying. You'd think that you're doing the right thing by keeping the smaller ones, but you're
Yeah.
kind of not. So
Wonder how much offsprings they have.
yeah, I don't have an issue. Obviously, nobody cares what I think anyway, but I don't really have an issue with people keeping them. But I think, yeah, just like anything, try not to be excessive about it. And one shark between quite a few people goes a long way. So,
Oh, 100%.
and it's grouse letting them go. So, good to consider letting them go, Adrian.
Yep.
we kind of don't really even target them
I
because
think the
of
last
that anymore.
shark we ever, mako shark we caught was off Eden.
Yeah, we get
And-
as bycatch. Yeah.
Yeah, we just kind of let it go at their side of the boat.
Yeah.
Well,
After it chewed the paint off Winger's tinny.
yeah. No, it vomited, remember?
Yeah.
He goes, the shark vomited on the side of my tinny, and we're at the boat wash, washing it off.
And the paint's
The
hosing off.
paint's just peeled off from whatever came out of the mako shark's mouth because it was trying to eat the boat. And
Oh, and Angler Pro, the guys that made the boat, they copped it from Winger because he's a paint expert as
Yeah.
well. So
He's
he was
like, no.
diagnosing what was wrong with it.
no, it's not painted properly. You can see here, it wasn't prepped properly.
Yeah, which is true because it was just flaking off in giant bits.
But yeah,
But-
it was only in the one spot the mako kind of attacked.
Yeah,
Like,
it got
Yeah.
it got rectified, and she's all good now and hasn't
Yeah.
been vomited on since.
yeah,
So that sort of sums up the whip around for this week, Adrian.
yeah, right. So nothing really happening anywhere else at
Well,
all.
I don't know. That's all I've really paid attention to.
Yeah.
It's been that crazy time of year where you're not really concentrating on
I think,
what everyone else is doing.
yeah, I think the trout fishing's been pretty good as well up in the mountains.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, but you don't really care
that's
about
cute.
that.
Yeah. No, like trout fishing's cool. Like
Actually, Rodney called me the other week and he got his first couple on a fly the other week.
Yeah, nice.
So he goes, it was actually incredible. Just flicking little dry and wet flies and
yeah, well, it's like your brim thing with Jace. Once
Yeah.
you're doing something and you get into it and you're challenging yourself, any form of fishing is what you make of it.
yeah, for
So
sure.
trout fishing is exactly the same, but yeah, we just don't have the time to do everything, and
No,
we love the blue water, so that's
Oh,
what we
yeah.
concentrate on.
it's insane.
But for those that are chasing trout, good on them. Oh, and I think the cod are starting to. Well, they're going all right, aren't they?
Yeah, no, since the opening,
Mm.
yeah, they've been smashing it. But Ilden all year round, they're just smacking them. So-
Yeah, it's turned into a really good fishery, Ilden.
Yeah, there's
Used
a
to
lot
just-
of big fish.
Used to just be known for the castle and trout,
Yeah, right up the top, Bonnie Doon. Yeah,
Bonnie Doon,
Yeah,
catching the carp
yeah,
and redfin. This looks like a good spot. Anyway, yeah. So now it's a world class cod fishery. It's been stocked
yeah.
up to the armpits in cod.
And believe it or not, the water is at 80%.
Yeah, and
That's crazy.
I believe it.
You know, when we were there at the start of this year, it was only like 60.
And it was quite high then
Yeah.
because Pawsey was saying they'd been fishing it sorry,
Fishing it a
Fishing
couple
it.
of times.
I forgot how to speak. Fishing it a couple of weeks earlier, and like everything had changed again. And he was just perplexed.
Yeah, it's
because the water had
crazy.
come up. So it's even higher now.
I think if you're fishing those kind of, I guess, dammed areas, flooded areas, nothing ever looks the same if you go back like week after week. And
No,
so you can't really have any fishing holes. I guess you can mark laydowns and stuff.
Mm.
But
yeah. So that'll be good because you'll be able to drive straight into the pub nearly now.
yeah, I'm into that.
That's what you want. Yeah. So that wraps up the whip around for this week, Adrian.
Yeah, no, good whip around, Dave.
Thanks, buddy. So yeah, moving on.
Yeah, what do you got for us now?
Well, not heaps. I mean, I thought we might do a little grinds my gears segment.
Oh, yeah?
What do you think?
Yeah.
To Peter Griffin for You Know What Really Grinds My Gears.
Thanks, Tom. You know what really grinds my gears?
What grinds your gears, Dave?
Oh well, I thought you were gonna
Oh,
start
well.
off with one.
Yeah, you know what really grinds my gears, Dave?
What really grinds your gears?
Now, I was actually went to BCF on Boxing Day because I needed a couple of terminal tackles and line and
Yep.
all bits and pieces because I was actually contemplating going flatty fishing. Then I couldn't find lures I wanted, so I just said nah. But I was down the aisle. There's a few fishing aisles there, and every 10 seconds there'd be a new staff member at BCF asking, "Can I help you?" I'm like,
Yep.
you serious? Literally, one person left, and you saw him leave, and you came and asked me the same question. I don't want your help. I'm looking.
They're
I'm
just
enjoying
trying to be
myself.
diligent. They don't know that you're a legend.
Yeah, but I actually think they do it to stop theft because fishing tackle gets stolen a lot.
Weren't
you
you
see it all
wearing?
the time.
Weren't you wearing your 100-pound Mulloway badge?
I have been stopped in there before to ask about the 100 £.
Yeah. So, well, yeah, it is a bit annoying. It's annoying when you know exactly what you're doing and you do get asked
No, but sometimes
questions,
I
but it's
just
also-
love picking up a packet, reading it, looking at the hooks, like, because you don't get a lot of time to do that. You just go, oh, I'm going to grab this brand hook, I'm going to grab this. Sometimes you get time to actually look at things and go, oh, that actually looks good, I might try it.
I always buy the wrong shit because I try and get in and out as fast as I possibly can.
Yeah.
And I'll have like 2 things I've picked up, decided on one thing, and then I'll like be in such a hurry, I'll put the wrong thing back and get home and go, oh, God damn it. I got the wrong size hook or the wrong size jig head.
Mate, do you know how often this happens to me?
Yeah.
I'll look at a packet and go, oh, I need the 50 pound.
Yeah.
And I'll have a 30 pound next to me. I'll start reading the 30 pound. And I pay for the 30 pound, get home. Okay, what the hell? I wanted the 50 pound. Why have I got 30 pound?
Yeah, I know. It's a weird thing that does tend to happen, especially when you're trying to get out of there as fast as you can.
Yeah.
So you don't get asked if you need help again. So, yeah, I had what grinds my gears, but it's not really water related. It's just, and it's the same thing that would be pissing everyone off this time of year is all the freaking roadworks that are going on.
Oh, mate.
Why would you pick this time of year to start roadworks? Tell me. Is it because they're trying to slow traffic down?
I couldn't tell you. I think because they got deadlines they got to meet.
Yeah.
That's about it.
And I was driving down the Princes Freeway the other day, the main arterial of bloody Victoria,
Yeah.
100, which is normally 100, sometimes 110.
Doesn't that go right around Australia?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it does.
And they've put these 80 zones in for areas where there's traffic merging in.
Yeah.
Because they're tight asses, what they need to do is put an overpass in so the traffic doesn't have to slow down that's on the freeway.
Yeah.
But instead of doing that, they've decided to slow it down, and that just congests everyone into this small area.
Oh,
So
mate.
cars can't get out anyway, and you're stuck behind all this traffic, and then people are confused when it's 100 and when it's 80 because it keeps switching.
But it adds to it. Adds to the pain when there's the grey nomads, caravans.
Yeah, yeah.
Every trailers, whatever.
Yeah. Why
They go extra slow in those zones.
do caravanners seem to buy cars that can't pull their caravan?
No, I think they can, but they go an optimal fuel usage
Yeah.
mileage, I guess. So they'll just go the speed where they get the optimal, I guess, range out of their tank.
But, yeah, I guess so.
But the most annoying thing about that is finally when it goes from 1 lane to 2 lanes, the overtaking lane, they start going fast.
Yeah, I know.
And you go, okay, he knows it's 100 now. He knows it's at 100.
He knows.
And then as soon as it goes back to 1 lane, guess what? You're going 92 again.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck off.
Oof, Jesus.
No, that really grinds my gears.
Oh, and if I can expand on that, what really pissed me off,
Yeah.
Christmas Day.
Yes.
We were
You have to drive 3 hours.
on the
in-laws.
freeway with everyone else battling along in one of these newly formed 80 zones. They've only been there for a few months. And there's a freaking speed camera sitting in one of them.
Yeah.
It's like, on Christmas Day, are you actually the Grinch? How do you live with yourself, mate?
He's probably like, oh, it's triple time today. Beauty. Can't wait.
And I've been with people and they've gone, oh, he's just doing his job, mate. No, piss off. Do a different job. You're like, I've worked at places where I don't agree with the morals of the place and I leave.
Yeah.
So I don't understand how anyone in their right mind could sit in one of those cars, rubbing their hands together with glee as they ruin people's lives.
You love it.
So, yeah, that's what Grunts like is, Adrian.
Beautiful. No, good segment, Dave.
Oh,
Good segment.
thank you so much for the feedback. I really appreciate it. I'm glad it went well for you. All right, questions for this week.
Oh, we got questions,
Good,
do we?
sir. There's a couple that we missed.
So someone's going to win a prize. How many prizes do we have left?
Well, we've got heaps of stuff. The only thing is, people, you're going to start getting clothes that don't fit you, but they may fit family members.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. And we've got these Mercury hats now.
Have we sent out all the other prizes?
No, we're going to sort that out after this podcast.
Okay, beautiful.
So if you've been waiting, people, we've sent off like 1 or 2 of them, but it's Australia Post's fault. We're just going to blame that. So, yeah, and these Mercury hats we'll give away at random.
Yeah.
Actually, to first in, first best. First in, best dressed.
Yep.
First dressed, best in. We're
I
going to
think
send
you're
them
saying
out
it completely wrong. I think it's first in, best dressed.
in a Mercury hat.
Yes.
First dressed in a Mercury hat, best in.
Yeah.
So,
Sure.
all right. So we'll run through them. First one is from Jed McGuire on Instagram.
Eddie Maguire, okay.
Show him the money. we don't. Oh, I can't read. Why don't we see more catches of Jewfish at Corner Inlet? Or are they caught and just not talked about? Curious to hear your thoughts on how to target them in there.
Well, we had this guy that used to message the YouTube page a lot
Oh, yeah.
and say, you got to get down there. Got to get down there.
Yeah, constantly. And you'd attack us for not fishing that area.
Yeah, he goes, a bloody marlin. Who wants to catch a marlin?
Oh,
You got to
oh.
get down here now.
Western Port Mulloway, that's like easy town. Like, apparently that's easy.
Is that what he said?
It's like, mate, we're fishing where we live. Like,
Yeah.
we're not. You can, if you think there's a good fishery down there, you go crack it open, mate. I'm not going to come do the hard work for you. But yeah, it is funny. You always hear rumours, but you never see actual fish captured. But
No.
you would think there must be in there because
It's a
their
good inlet.
distribution goes right through that area.
Yeah.
It's a tidal estuary.
Yeah. Even Port Albert as well, you'd think would be in there. And
Well, the only thing I can think is that it's
Sport.
that heavily netted for whiting and stuff that they just don't get a chance to breed or establish themselves in that system.
I wonder if the netters have caught a lot.
Yeah, well, it'd be a good. They'd probably be the first people to bloody chat to if you were embarking on that mission.
I know a couple of people who know the netters. Like Rodney's gone out with them a few times. I think Winger knows them. So.
Yeah. We had morning tea at one of their houses. It was
Yeah.
delightful.
Be
and
good
he,
intel.
well, our old mate Reece Kennedy actually, I'm pretty sure he reckons he had one swim under. My voice is breaking. I'm going to be a man. I reckon he had one. He reckons he had one swim under his feet at Port Albert while
Yeah.
catching prawns.
Yeah,
He gets
right.
prawns in there.
So he actually gets prawns in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the same way you get them at flakes and
I think so. I think he might spear them.
he
Like,
spears
like when you're
prawns.
spearing flounder.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think it was him that had this story, but anyway, it sounds about right. So, yeah, there's all these rumours. Do we think they're in there? Should be, but not much evidence. How would we target them? Well, I'm guessing it would be pretty similar to Western Port. Probably find some
glide bait.
some some nice rock banks or eddies and fish them with fresh squid because the Mulloway tend to like the structure.
Well, what I'll do, I'd speak to the netters, ask whether they've netted them before, and I'd be fishing those areas.
Well, I'd speak to them just to establish they're in there
yeah,
because you could do 100 trips and they are actually in there and you're still in the wrong spot and you don't catch one and you give up.
yeah, true.
If you've got confirmation that they're in there, so maybe just slip some netters some $20 notes or more.
Yeah,
20 is enough, isn't it?
nah, doesn't even cover their fuel bill.
Yeah, so yeah, that's all I'd suggest, Jed. Do some bit of research there, and we're definitely not doing it because we can't be bothered. But yeah, give that one a go. Good question. Thanks for that. Next one is Deer Hunter on YouTube.
Deer hunter.
Yep.
He hunt deers, does he?
Nah, wouldn't have thought so. So when fishing Western Port, do you upsize or downsize sinker weights as the tide changes, or just go for a heavy sinker for the whole tide?
You know what? Sometimes you can be lazy and go either way. Either too light for too long or too heavy for too long.
Yeah.
But really, you should be changing for the better fight.
Well, that's the only reason.
For the better fight.
I tend to just go a heavy enough one to hold,
Yeah.
and then if that holds, I just leave it on the whole tide. The only time I don't is if I'm fishing like really deep water for gummy sharks or something,
Oh, yeah.
and I've got like 20 ounces on.
You got two
And-
20-ounce sinkers on.
Like, yeah, so I'll definitely change lighter then because it's way nicer to fight the fish, and also I don't want to lose 20-ounce sinkers because they get pretty expensive.
Oh, yeah. What are they, like $8-9 each?
Oh, they're bloody ridiculous. So, I do tend to change them in that situation. But when we're snapper fishing, we're quite often in like 8 to 12 meters, and
Yeah.
we'll just fish like 8,
6,
10
8,
ounces
10, whatever.
the whole tide, which is pretty manageable.
But it also depends on the, I guess, the strength of the tide, whether it's a 3 metre or a 1.8, basically.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So
that all determines it too. So sometimes there's bugger all tide,
mm,
and you can use a 4 or 6.
that's
So,
nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks for that question, Deer Hunter. And moving on, we've got a token one from Jonah from Tasmania.
Oh, he's sending another one, has he?
Well, actually, this is one he sent in last week, and I didn't have time to do 3 for him.
Yeah.
He's just asked, Pound for pound, what species is the strongest or most challenging?
You're talking about between me and Dave? Because I'm definitely the strongest.
Well, we're both the same species.
Oh.
And you're not definitely the strongest. Bloody go, mate.
No, which species was it?
No, just in general. What species do you think is the strongest
Pound for
or
pound.
most challenging? That's a pretty broad question.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, you seem flummoxed. I'm going to say some prime examples would be swordfish.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute tanks, if you ever look at how thick they are.
Yep.
GTs, giant trevally,
Oh, yeah.
or kingfish would be the obvious glamour species that pull very hard.
Well, you get, like we were talking about before, mullet in the river systems.
Well, yeah, if we're talking about pound for pound, that means that we can bring some smaller loser fish into the equation,
Yep.
and maybe something like a striped tuna.
Well, apparently those bonefish are absolute weapons.
Yeah, apparently. Haven't caught one, but
No, either.
so maybe something like that. Well,
Yeah.
let's say a mullet.
Yeah.
There you go, Jonah, mullet.
Like a big diamondback mullet thing or a sea mullet thing.
Mm.
Those things are tanks.
And most challenging to capture? Is that what he's asking, you reckon?
Most challenging. Well, in Victoria, the big kings,
Mulloway.
the big kings are hard.
Yeah.
Mulloway definitely. That's a time thing. They burn a lot of time.
Mm. Swords?
Yeah, swords. But some people find swords really easy. Like they can borrow a hook from the ramp and go out for half a day and come in with a 200-kilo sword.
Mm. I'm going to say Mulloway.
Yeah.
Most challenging.
Okay.
So what you're going with?
Yeah, that's pretty challenging.
All right. Last question
Yeah.
from team Born to Fish.
Oh,
Phil.
good old Phil sent in a question, has he?
Yep. This is one he sent in last week. What is your favourite style of fishing, inshore or offshore?
Well, obviously, offshore.
Okay. You seem like you like the river fishing at Paddo before.
No, I enjoyed that. But it's not the same.
No, it's great.
You're not cruising on the ocean in your boat all day, looking for life, looking for this,
Yeah.
looking for that,
It's that active,
casting this,
yeah.
whatever.
that active style, being out in the elements, seeing nature at its best.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely going to go
And that's why I
offshore.
love marlin.
Yeah.
I love marlin fishing.
Yeah. So, yeah, definitely offshore for both of us there, Phil. Bit of a no-brainer. So, that's all we've got for question-wise. You got a favourite one there, Jonah?
Jonah.
Oh,
You're trying to give it to Jonah, are you?
no, I was calling you Jonah. I'm so
Well-
sorry. Adrian?
I think we got good talk out of Jed's one. The Mulloway.
The Mulloway one?
Yeah, how we got into netters and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
that was pretty interesting.
All right.
But
Yeah,
why,
I'll
what
go
were you
that.
thinking?
No.
No, tell me what you think. And then we can,
Oh, I thought Jonah's one was good, but
yeah.
he can have a hat as well.
Okay.
We'll go Jed.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very
so
good.
Jed will be in contact and we'll put together one of our prize packs. I reckon we might actually do that after this
Yeah.
podcast so we don't keep forgetting.
Yeah, I agree.
Sweet.
Well, I'm sure the Christmas rush is over now, so the deliveries will be a bit easier.
Yeah. Well, weirdly, I found them to be pretty good. I reckon Australia Post bulked up their delivering.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But they seem to say it every year, and nothing
Yeah.
really happens.
Nah. So, yeah, I did some last minute, real dangerous shopping online.
Did ya?
And it still arrived within like 4 days. I was like, oh, thank
That's
God.
pretty good.
So, yeah. All right, yeah. So, let's, I reckon we'll call it there. We'll go off and do our postage and
No worries.
and get organised there.
Sounds
and
good.
We'll go get ready for our 3 a.m. departure to Portland and hopefully come back next week with some sweet stories from there.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to that. There's going to be a lot of filming on this trip tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, a
No,
lot.
Yeah, I'm pretty keen.
From the
Hopefully
sky, from the water, from the boat.
And
You got your cameras charged, Dave?
probably. Yeah, I'll go home and check.
Okay.
I don't even have a GoPro charger anymore because
I've got
someone
chargers.
blew mine up.
We
Borrowed it
charge
and
shit
then
on the
burnt
boat
it.
anyway, so.
Yeah, sweet as. So I'll go organise that. Hope everyone has a bloody ripper New Year's. Don't get too drunk and pass out because I've done that before. And enjoy.
Yeah. Thanks, guys, for listening this year, and we'll see you and hear you next year. And Thanks to all the guys that have subscribed. Oh, there we go.
What's
Dave's
up,
doing
you
it.
bloody legends? Thanks for listening to Win Against Tide again. That's it for another episode. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You'd be doing us a massive favour. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks, guys. See you next year.
Peace out.